Welcome to Little Victories, the self-help comedy podcast that proves success isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Hosted by fast-talking firecracker Richie DeFrisco and the ever-sly Pat the Cat Murray with the Pat Facts. This is Little Victories.
And welcome back to Little Victories podcast. I am your host, Richie DeFrisco. I am along with my co-host, the gentleman Pat Murray. I have a great guest today. This is our first model on the podcast. And basically, the way Pat explained it, when he called me yesterday, he said, wow, what a babe, huh? So we'll talk about that more. But without further ado, model, actress, very talented, very responsible, very professional, one of the most professional people I've ever worked with. I'm very proud to have on our podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mrs. Lorianna Izrailova.
Oh, thank you so much.
Pat,
What a
Pat-
nice introduction.
Pat, say the last name.
Izrailova.
Ooh, bravo.
There we go.
You did well.
Wait, let me try. Izrailova.
That's right.
But
Well,
when I say it, I sound like
You
I'm
don't
right.
need the accent.
Izrailova.
Oh, that's Italian accent.
It is?
I kind of like that.
It's the Italian version of a.
Izrailova. It's Israel and Ova combined together. So, here I am. It's
You
good
look
to
great.
be here.
So,
Thank you.
Pat, do you want to elaborate on the whole babe thing? Go ahead. Is your chance.
Oh, well,
now.
I mean, anyone with eyes can tell.
Oh yeah. Ooh, you see that? He's smooth.
But no, very, very, very happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
It's a rainy Saturday afternoon, so we were all sweaty. Richie and I ran, and now Lorianna was able to look stunning. So
I
here we
appreciate
are.
that. I took my time
This
and
guy is a hidden. You're a tiger inside. Look at
Well,
you.
I mean, that's why I wore this shirt.
I like the
this
shirt.
colorful shirt.
Talk about fashion.
What episode number is this? Because I lost count.
I
Oh,
know.
man.
Isn't it 12?
Oh,
Thank
I
you
did
very
my
much.
research.
All
you're
right.
number 12.
I'm number 12. Lucky number 12.
So basically, I've known Lorianna for some time now. We've worked on shoots together, and I was always very impressed by her. When I started the photography dream of being this fashion photographer. And not that it's over, but it's changed as everything has changed in a short amount of time. Very impressed by her for a long time. Very professional, very responsible. But the thing that impressed me the most is, and this is not like to downplay models, because it's hard. Like, I've worked with so many that I have different opinions about a lot of things. And some of them are like on the game, and like I highly respect them. And then I had some in the past who were just like, I'm young and beautiful. I do what I want. I just showed up and I want to go home. And they're just not even there. They're not present. And they don't really care. They just think. And you're not really like that. You're like locked in. You're professional. You're easy to work with. And, the last photo shoot we did with each other, we shot in Central Park. We did the cover for that specific magazine that we had
Elements magazine.
contributed to. And, all of these random people were trying to take pictures of you, with you. And they were just, because there's a lot of tourists there. And they thought you were like this celebrity, beautiful model. And they just, every 5 minutes, people are staring at you in this wedding gown that was stunning. And all these random people were taking pictures with you. Like they brought that home of their New York experience. And like some of those pictures have you in them. You remember this?
Of course I remember this. This was a few years ago.
Is
During
this-
pandemic, we shot this.
When was this?
This was during pandemic.
It was during the pandemic.
Yeah, when we had very little work going on. And I was like, well, we need to shoot and do something.
Yeah, because it's funny that you said that, because it's hard during that time to get teams together. That was the biggest problem, is that getting groups of people together, everything stopped.
Right.
And so you literally, and I'm not saying this in a way where it's like, oh, she showed up late, but she got everything taken care of herself before we got there. And I met her there, and I was waiting for her for a little while because she comes with everything done already. There was no hair and makeup artist present. They were booked, so she got everything done before she came to set. Everything, like you have people in production that take care of everything. And if we don't have things, this is the type of person, and this is why I'm very impressed. She'll take care of it all herself.
I appreciate that.
She will get it done herself. She's not no excuses, no this, no that. She's responsible about her date. She shows up. It doesn't matter whatever problems come. She's just gonna get through it, right? And see it right to the very end. And this is something that always impressed me about specifically, like in filmmakers, right? Is people that finish their projects. It means a lot. And you'll kind of the two things I say is half the battle's showing up. And the other thing too I say is like see it to the end. You start it, finish it.
Correct.
So what did that shoot look like, especially like in the midst of the pandemic? I know you're in Central Park, so the whole social distancing was probably a lot easier. Did you find that, you know, the crew you were with or even the people just wanting to interact with you had those reservations just because it was during that time or like, you know?
Well, and before I answer your question, I want to say thank you for all that warm welcome and the nice things that you just said.
He's good
that
for
means
something.
a lot to me.
I'm good. I'm
like,
a gentleman.
can I hire you to be my PR?
I might
That
need
was-
the job. If my
that
job
was
fires
really,
me,
really
please keep
generous
that in
of
mind.
you. And I'm so happy that we have met. You know, I can't remember exactly when we met, but it's probably been more than 10 years ago when we shot that first photo shoot at Coney Island Beach, and we got published. Also was a self-produced shoot, if you remember. We did it twice. And then the cover shoot came in because it was slow. We had no work at all. And I was like, well, we need to do something. So I called you up. I know that you do your job well, and I know you're hardworking yourself. You showed up. I was like, this is what I want to do. I would love to be published in this section. My dream was to shoot at Central Park. And I kind of scouted the location. I said, this is where I want to be. This is what we're going to do. And it was kind of a very self-produced shoot. You know, I did my own hair, makeup. I found my own styling. And I was like, let's do something.
And I mean, that's very commendable, especially when, you know, the work is hard to find. Let's just do the work ourselves.
Right.
You know. Now, are you based in New York City? Is this where you predominantly do
Correct.
most of your work?
I'm based in New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I just recently moved to Manhattan a couple of years ago. But I do, you know, I've been here since '97. This is my home. I'm proud to be a New Yorker.
Can I date myself there? That's when I was born.
Oh, now I feel old. It was a good year.
I listen, I was raised never to ask a woman her age, so I won't date anybody. I won't try to, you know, I just heard 97. I was like, okay.
97, that's right.
So New York City based, you know, one of the things we try to talk about, and I asked before we started, was the Pat fact. So I know in regard to like fashion and modeling, you have like the hot spots, right? So you have New York City, London, Milan, and Paris, right? Has modeling afforded you the opportunity to go to some of these places and work there? And what does that look like for you?
So for me, I actually started my modeling career after college. So I was a late bloomer to this game. I immigrated to this country in '97, and for me, the number one thing was to get education. My parents sacrificed so much to bring us here for new opportunities. So with that being said, I focused primarily on getting my college degree, getting that, you know, all that stuff that I came here to do. And then modeling just came in all of a sudden and fell on my lap. During college, I was offered to be a model, and I never pursued it because I really wanted to, you know, finish my school.
Yeah.
Afterwards, when I finished it, I signed with an agency, and, you know, he's like, you should try it out. I was like, okay, let me do it for the summer. I already had a full-time job offer that I was planning on taking. And, you know, for me, it was never, let me pursue modeling fully and travel the world. So I never really put that on my radar. So I never really traveled internationally to Milan or all those places. I've kind of focused on being local. And I'm lucky to say that modeling led me into acting world. And acting is not something that I've always dreamt about. I
So
gotta
you-
be honest.
So you never went to school in younger days for any theater related, any plays, any excuse me, anything of that nature?
No, I did not. I went to a school for dancing. I love gymnastics. I've always loved to be, on stage performing, but in a form of singing and dancing. Mostly dancing. I like dancing. I don't think I'm that good of a dancer, but that's what I enjoyed the most. And so I guess I always say acting chose me. I didn't choose the career, but it chose me, and I'm so happy it did because I found my love and what I'm really passionate about.
So we're gonna dive. So you have a film that you just worked on, and we're gonna speak about that. A horror film. It's a feature film, correct?
Correct.
So this is a big deal for you, and you've done well, as far as like booking roles. So you're out there. You're out there. There's a couple things in my life that I'm really passionate about. One of them is myself, and then that's when Pat's supposed to laugh.
Ba-doom-tsh.
Thank you. And the other thing too is like it's really photography for the most part, but acting I'm passionate about because I don't even care. Most of the and Paul Terry says this too. Is like people approach him and say how much money he makes. So he's like, and he responded and he's like, well, how many things have I done for free for many, many, many years? I don't do this because I'm gonna be this rich and famous. I just like to perform. It feels like it's the one moment in my life where I get to be a child all over again, and it fulfills me internally. I don't care I just write. If there's no role for me, write me in. It means a lot to my life. What is it for you about acting that fulfills you? What part of it?
It's simple. It makes me feel alive. So when I act, I feel more alive than ever, and it fulfills my soul. I do what I love, and it makes me happy.
And acting has changed. Well, the whole world is changing rapidly. Not that change doesn't exist, but right now we're on a stage where it's sped up.
Right.
In terms of AI, the obvious thing. I mean, we can have the AI conversation with every single guest that walks in here. It's infiltrated everything now. Music industry.
And I think especially with modeling and acting, because I was just seeing some of these concerning things. There's her name was Shara Guru or something like that, and then there's Tilly Norwood. They're both AI generated. Shara is a model, and Tilly's an actress. And now there's all these concerns where there's laws that have been passed in New York and now California that are attempting to block people from like robbing people of their likeness. So, kind of then my question for you is kind of how, your modeling experience and your acting experience have connected, and then how this whole concern about AI, might come related to you. Because I could imagine the worst thing being is seeing your face on a billboard and saying, I wasn't there for that, right?
I try not to overthink certain things, and what's not in my control, why am I going to worry about it? I know AI has been creeping up, and it's here. We have to learn how to deal with it. I'm part of the union, SAG-AFTRA union, which is actors union.
That helps.
And they're the ones that are taking charge about what can be done, what cannot be done, and they're protecting our rights. Essentially that's their work, where they're trying to figure out how actors are still going to be useful in this business, as opposed to AI robots.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about it.
So, at this point, I think I'm just kind of sitting back and watching what progresses. Should I be worried about it? I don't know. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I
But
like that mindset.
It's something that, we're just going to have to watch and see, and hopefully we're going to be okay.
She's good. She's good.
I like
And the thing too is that she has this way about her where we're in this sense, I feel like we have a lot of similarities. But in other ways, no, we're polar opposites. And I've worked with her so much that this is a friend of mine. Is that she has this way where she just moves and just doesn't let really anything bother. She just refuses. And I'm an irate little Italian guy that I just flip out and I have no patience and I can't control myself at times. And she doesn't move that way. That's one trait that I'm trying to leech off you, but I can't help it. This pasta sauce is spicy.
You got to be authentic, Richie.
I'm authentic. Hey, whatever value it has. So I feel like no matter what's going to happen, you're going to be okay. I also want to give you props for when I got back into acting. I don't know if I reached out to you. I believe I did. And you went in detail of like taking your time out to tell me every little detail of what I should be doing to get to where I have to be. Almost effortlessly. That's part of your character, is to always try to help other people if you absolutely can. Are there any other people that you've helped along the way where it's like you got them further along, especially when people are starting out new and they don't know? You have more knowledge on... See, acting's funny because there's the actor, the trait, which I love. I love being the artist. And the other half that I absolutely fucking hate, the business of things. I'm far into it. I don't know. The biggest thing about being an actor, and my coach Joe says this all the time, you have to know the business of acting. Where my coach is very savvy and knows every little intricate detail of the unions, what's going on, his paychecks, down to the dotting his T's, dotting the...
You got to cross the T's and dot the I's.
That's what that is. And so you know the business of acting as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. They say in acting it takes 20 years to be an overnight success. I'm getting close to it. And hopefully I'll be an overnight success soon. I've put my heart and soul into this. I found this passion after college, and I figured, this is what I like. I'm going to explore it, right? So coming from modeling, coming into the industry of acting, they say, oh, she's just pretty face, right? But then I was like, I have to work twice as hard to prove myself that I'm not just a pretty face. I have actually something to offer. And so I said, how am I going to do this? Well, firstly, I have to get training. So I'm not going to say I'm an actress with a huge talent. I've learned the craft of acting, and I enjoy it. So I put myself into one of the best top 25 schools in the world, which is called the William Asper Studio. That's based in New York City. It's a private studio. And I got a tremendous value out of it. Not only taught me how to act, I've learned so much about myself as a person and who I am, what I really strive to be. It was like a therapy on, to the extent of like, oh, this is what I like and this is who I am. So it was a 2-year program. I could not be more thankful for that place.
It's funny because now that you said that, it resonates, right? So I not even think of it until you said that, is that acting is all spiritual experience. It's therapeutic.
Very therapeutic.
You have to leave yourself. What I've learned through the course of years, and I referenced this in the past too, if I say this over and over again, our producer is going to throw a fit because he complains, oh, you repeat yourself. And I don't even listen to him anyway. Who cares what he says? But that it's you have to be able to be vulnerable. As a kid, 19 years old, very insecure. Oh, what my friends think, or my reputation, or how I look. Now, after the fact, after I became a man and years went by, is that I could give two shits. I don't care. And what I realize now that I didn't know then is like I was afraid for people to see me dressed up on stage in some type of Shakespeare. Now I realize after all this time that those people I cared what they thought. Anything that they had to say is only because they wish they could be on fucking stage dressed up as Hamlet or a tomato or whatever it is on stage. And I didn't see that at the time, which I see now.
Or at least find something that brings them the satisfaction that that you're talking about. So little victories, right? We always talk about the journey, not the destination, right? It's the work you put in. The success is what you're aiming for, but it's kind of the little things along the way. I know you touched on it briefly, but where did you immigrate from?
I immigrated from Russia.
From Russia. Okay, so from Russia to New York City. Would it be safe to say that your parents were like kind of the old school, right?
Absolutely.
So, and your reason for immigrating as well as education, what was the college experience like? What were you going for?
I went to school. I went to Baruch College,
Oh.
City University of New York, for marketing, advertising, and graphic design minor.
Nice.
So I got my business degree out of.
So you got
school.
the business degree, and your parents are thinking, hey, she's gonna go work on Wall Street, right? But then you get approached by the modeling agency, you succeed, you start doing something far, from what you went for. What was kind of like that conversation like with the parents of just, hey, this is what I'm gonna do?
Right. That conversation, I remember it. This is the thing with me and my parents. Unfortunately, I lost my father this year.
Sorry to hear
So it's been hard, yeah. But I've always had a very good relationship with my family, with my parents. My father was my best friend. My mother is my best friend. I could talk to them about anything. And ultimately, I think it comes down of trust. So my parents saw the fact that I went and got my degree. I strived for something. And when I told them, this is what I want to do, I'm going to try it out, they were a little bit hesitant. But at the same time, they allowed to give me that freedom, saying, okay, this is what you want to do, makes you happy, go for it. But at the end of the day, I need to produce something, right? I can't just be doing this for fun. So, this is where I really pushed myself to really get those gigs, get paid for my work. In the beginning, we all start with struggle. You pick up anything you can, you build your portfolio, you shoot all the things for free. And then, gotta get your feet wet, just like with everything else.
So that's where
And
you
then
get
it
it from.
starts rolling.
That's where you get it from. It's from them.
Yeah.
Basically, they were kind of like the way that I'm going to raise my kids, if I ever have them,
Yeah.
is that you can do whatever you want, but you better get the job done.
You
better
gotta
see
be
it all the way through.
responsible, first of all.
My mentality is if you're going to do something, do whatever you want, but give it 110%.
Correct.
And so you've been successful. That's without question. It's very hard to get on set, period. Book roles is another thing. Now with these self-tapes, I like to throw these self-tapes out the window. I'm so over it. But the thing is so
I know.
with, let's say, the last decade, with these successes that you've had, what were the hardest moments that it's like it had an effect on you, and those were the hardest things to navigate past for you to keep going? Now you're still booking roles, but what were the moments where it's like, oh man, this is screwed up?
This business is so unpredictable. It's volatile. It's ups and downs. You could be booking roles left and right, and then all of a sudden it's crickets. So you really never know what comes next. There's a lot of rejection. 99% is rejection. So you really have to build such a strong core and stamina that nothing gets to you. What I'm going to focus is on becoming a better version of myself, however I can, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, and with whatever craft I take on. That's all I can do. And yeah, rejection, I'm not going to be perfect for everyone, but at least I'm doing my best. Or I even like to say, can do your best. You got to do what needs to be done to get the job done.
I don't know what stage you are in as personal. It's funny that you nailed it just now, is that it's an internal thing, right? We're always working, we always change. As the actor where I stand now is, I've worked with a bunch of people. I put a lot of time, there's a lot of energy. That's the things that people don't see. They don't see you locked in a room with material, memorizing it, and then over and over for days, and then reciting it in a room by yourself, and you sound crazy and you look crazy.
Or on
But
a
that's
train.
part of the process.
Out
It-
loud.
Yeah, out loud, screaming, yelling, crying, and they're like, "Is he okay in there?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm just rehearsing." But where I am at now is some people have said this, casting directors have said this, and this is what I'm married to is at this stage of they're not looking for, and this is not everybody, they all have different opinions, but for the most part, where I'm getting is that, and this is where I am, is that I'm not trying to be the actor, I'm trying to be the character. And in other words, it's like if there's no role for me, then there's no role for me. I don't want to force my way in. I'd like to be in lots of things, and if there's not a character written for me, then write me in, because I'm that confident about myself, and I feel like I add value to a lot of productions. But if the role is not meant for me, it's not meant for me. If I can't see myself adding value, it's not about me. If I can't add value to your production, I don't belong in it. It's about your production. It's about every stakeholder involved, from the grip to the hair and makeup to everybody's a stakeholder on that project. It's a team effort. It's intended for the audience. It's not this egotistical, like, I'm a star. I got rid of that years ago. But I'm not trying to I'm just trying to present myself in the role of that character. When I deliver my character of what I worked on to production, to casting, this is what I've created for you. This is my gift to you. Is that the stage that you've been, or did you pass that stage, or anything relative to how you identify yourself as the actress?
Well, you gotta be true to yourself and authentic, right? So for me, you get stereotypes. You get put into a certain category. And, for me, being that I come from a Russian background, I get, I find that it's a skill that I have, speaking another language, and I apply that to my work. So a lot of times the roles that I audition for or work as is, either a Russian speaking actress or a Russian with an accent, so that I can put on like a very thick Russian accent. And I take that to my advantage. Yes, some people could say, oh, she's just playing a certain category of a Russian actress, but I could do it all. I'm versatile, right? So I don't know how we got to this. And
Because you know things, right?
Andrea, who knows things,
Andrea knows things.
Yeah, that was a fun part. It was on a TV show called Limitless, which premiered on NBC. Then Netflix picked it up, and I was a recurring guest star on that show, which was so fun. As co-produced by Bradley Cooper, and it's from a movie with the same title called Limitless. Had it been picked up for second season, I think it was on CBS, not NBC, then I would have been possibly one of the main roles on the recurring main roles.
Do you find, again, especially being based in New York City, I think that's very smart, by the way. I think, the more you try to run around and establish yourself in other places, and not really focus on, one specific thing. I mean, a lot of people, they try to do a lot of things and then they fail at the one thing that they're looking for. Did you find that breaking into acting, that there were some parallels, connections or relationships that had helped you kind of move back and forth between modeling and acting? Or
Absolutely. I mean, the reason I got into acting was through modeling, right? And there was a particular time when my agent was like, oh, they're looking for a particular Russian-speaking actress for this show called Ugly Betty, which was on ABC.
Yeah, that was huge.
And I went in. I had a little bit of training, but not that much. I went in and I booked. It was a guest star role. So my very first job, I'm lucky to say, was a guest star role on a national television with America Ferrera. So obviously, modeling helped me get into the doors of acting. And, from then, you have to take charge. If you're really serious about the business, you got to do the work. And I've taken it very seriously because I found a new passion, new love. And I said, I want to pursue this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a try. I better try and fail than not try it at all and have a regret.
My notebook that I take to work, because I have all of my notes at work, because my job is not the easiest, but the cover of the book says "Take risks." Well, we already know I can't even believe I made it this far at this point with the risks I take. Maybe some I shouldn't take.
And I applaud you for that. To be honest with you, I got to say that I've seen your growth as well. And
Not physically.
we're talking about the amount of effort that you put into something that you love to do. And I know you're very good with photography, and that's how we met. But I remember that time when you reached out and I said, I really want to pursue acting. And I was like, I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm happy to help. And I could see how you've done your work. You've done your due diligence, and look at you here.
I say, so for me, it's a gift and a curse. Nothing is ever one-sided for me. It's about being obsessive. And I reference Goggins all the time because he swears, but it's always been my character. I'm obsessive. That's why I have problems with girlfriends, is because they get scared. Like, this guy's a lot. That's a lot of energy with this guy. I'm either just, with my age, I'm either like in my garden,
And energy
quiet,
is everything.
Zen master, leave me alone, or I'm doing 150 miles an hour. There's no gray area with me. But you have to be, I've been obsessed about photography for a long, long time, going back to disposable cameras. And I always will be. But I found a purpose for myself and what I want to create for the time until, and that never went away. Acting, same thing. I've adapted until I made it towards my fitting, where I know what I want, and I'm not willing to change. I mean, adaptation is huge. We have to adapt, but I know what I want. You have to give everything you have, because in my experience from childhood is that so many difficult things happen along the way, and it's like, oh fuck. Like, I opened up a ticket today that I have to show up in court. I didn't know this. A week from now, it's like, damn, I really don't have the money for this.
Yeah,
right
maybe
now.
the cop won't show up.
I've been
you'll like it.
hoping for that, but I'm gonna have to pay a lawyer for
Yeah.
this with these
Oh.
tickets that it's all over the place.
All right.
You have a film.
That's your next role. Public defender.
Listen, I was a cop
I
months
played
ago.
I played a social worker on a film.
Okay.
Actually,
I was a
feature
cop.
film.
I was a cop months
This guy
ago.
a cop? Oh, jeez.
I know.
State of affairs in New York.
I want to talk briefly before we log off about this film that you're in. I want to promote this film. It's a big deal for you. It's a horror film. Can we talk about it?
Absolutely.
Silence of the Prey.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, that was so fun. It was produced by a dear friend of mine, Karina, and she wrote, starred, directed, and she was like, I want you to be part of it. Would you like to audition with the director? And I said, of course. This is how it started. You know, going back to creating relationships and just being kind to each other leads you to more opportunities. And so this came out from a love project of someone that I know, and I supported her in that way. And I play a supporting role. We shot it upstate New York, and it premiered at the Cannes World Film Festival. We did get awards.
It's a big deal.
It is. We premiered in Hollywood. Now it's currently streaming on major platforms like Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Fandango. So
Write that down, guys.
yes, Silence of the Prey is the title.
So it's released already. It's out.
It has been out. Yeah. It's a horror feature. It's been out for about a year now.
What project's next? So you've made connections with everything. You're great with people. So with all the connections you made all along the way, you're still rolling. You're getting roles and roles and roles. What, do you have any projects coming up?
So for me, it's always, getting better. When there's, let's say, if I'm now working on a certain project, I try to say, okay, what could I do better? How can I get better? So I'll enroll in a class or, whatever it is. I try not to waste time and sit and do nothing. So what's next for me as far as acting? I'm auditioning a lot. I must say it's been a little bit of a slow season. We're coming from summer. Summers are usually quiet. Now we're in the fall. It's picking up. So I'm auditioning right now. It's I could say it's really good auditions coming in. So also doing modeling. Creating work that I love to do, self-producing. The goal is for me to maybe write and produce my own, something that I've always dreamt about. So you never know. We never know where it could lead. But also, I have recently started working as a real estate agent, and it's a new career for me that I'm taking on alongside with my modeling and acting, because I'm always going to do that. I'm never going to quit. So that's kind of where my focus right now. I'm immersing myself into the job of a New York State real estate agent, and I'm working with one of the best firms in the world, Douglas Elliman, and I'm excited about this new journey.
I want to move to Connecticut. How can you help me?
There you go. Just ride the train.
Well,
Train station's that way.
I gotta say, I'm a New York real estate agent.
There you go.
So
City that never sleeps. You're a woman that never sleeps, then, right?
Exactly. I could definitely refer you to the right agent within my brokerage who can help you with that.
See, now we're talking. But I want the audience to be able to follow you and your story. So your account on social media platforms, which do you primarily use, Instagram or where is the main
Where do we see more of you?
Well, I can be found on Instagram. I'm using Instagram more than any other platform, I would say. I'm still figuring out TikTok, and I really need to get
we
my
are too,
hands on
trust
it.
me.
I have no idea what I'm doing there. So Instagram would be Lorianna_NYC.
Perfect.
And also you can Google me, Lorianna Izrailova, and there's a ton of stuff there that you can connect me.
And I'll steal this from him, but you're part of the Little Victories family now, so we'll never stop promoting
I
you.
appreciate you
He's
both.
such a thief. He's got to bite off everything.
We feed off
get
each
it.
other.
I get it.
There
I'm
you
like
go.
the
I got some weight to spare.
I'm like the big brother here. So I just want to thank you. We love you. We have a lot of artists that are on this platform, a lot of filmmakers. I hope they watch this episode. They might have you in mind. And for those filmmakers that are feeling that way, from my own personal experience, he's promoting his merch now.
I love it. How
Who's buying a
cute.
purse with his face on it? Let's be realistic.
Absolutely everybody.
It's either that.
It's very catchy, I must say.
So that we have
It's a nice
merch
little
with
purse.
our faces on it. I'm a shower curtain. You can get a shower curtain with my face on it
If that's what you would
I
like.
gotta see
if
that.
that's what you're looking
So.
for. We love you. I love you to death.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for
having
being
me.
here.
Thanks
it
for
was
being
such
on.
a pleasure talking to you both.
And you are episode 12, and you are now in the books.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very
That was
much.
so much fun. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Das Vidanya.
До свидания. Спасибо.
Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more wins and more laughs. Follow us at Little Victories Pod on Instagram so you don't miss a thing.